talked about free speech.
Yeah.
He talked about ending censorship.
Government censorship.
Correct.
Government.
Yes. Sorry. Yeah. Correct. You're correct. Let me be clearer. He talked about ending federal government censorship and about free speech. Mm-hmm. This to me was what I wanted to hear. Like that made Larry go, oh, okay, right. That made me feel good. I really enjoyed that part. Right. My worry is he says that, but then there's a crisis, and he falls like he fell last time to the Faucis of the world. And he all of a sudden goes back and go, well, yeah, free speech, but this is an emergency, so shut it down. That is my concern.
Okay, we're talking about two separate things there. Actually, three. By the way, Fauci, he got a pardon.
I know.
Yeah, he's a criminal. That's why he got a blank. And by the way,
we're going to talk about pardons in a minute. Finish this one now. Don't go down there. You'll talk for an hour on him. Just give me this one.
Trump didn't silence people talking about the lockdowns and the jab or any of that. He never suggested, he never went, there's not one article that says the White House contacted social media and said, shut people down about talking about this, which we do know for a fact from multiple sources around the world. The Biden White House did do that. Democrats did try and silence.
No, what I'm saying is he fell back to believing in Fauci when he got worried and concerned because it was emergency. Okay, so but that is my worry, that he will do the same thing next time some censorship guy says, you don't understand, Mr. President, this is critical because XYZ, so you got to shut this down.
No, because they're two separate things. One, there's freedom of speech, which Trump, even in the face of an emergency, global emergency that nobody understood what was going on, he still did not silence the public. He let people say whatever they thought about this and have the conversations, and he left it alone. So I don't think there will be any new emergency that would cause him to stop people from talking, because he didn't. Okay. So we have that experience, when you have that track record. In terms of taking the advice of individuals in government who have a history of doing nothing but be government, I think he has learned now from experience that he has to, have a pound of salt as these experts who've done nothing but politics are giving him advice. And he's a little more hesitant to just straight down the line go, well, that's his job, I'm going to listen to him. Now he's going to get more advice. He's going to get more opinions, professional opinions outside the government to confirm what he's doing. That's the experience he learned. That's what he needs to do. So I don't think we will get another lockdown, even if there's an emergency. We're not going to wind up in another lockdown scenario, because that only happened because he didn't know that he couldn't trust a Fauci. He didn't know that a guy like Fauci is all about the establishment and protecting himself and all the things that he's done that are somewhat shady at the very least, and potentially criminal, which is why he got a pardon. And now he knows better. And we see that with many of the people he's picked.
Robert says, all hail proxy President Elon Musk. Now, this was a weird thing. Two things I thought were weird. Mm-hmm. His first one, his American Carnage, when he first came on, he spoke a lot about, I'm the guy who's going to help out the weak. I'm the guy who's going to take care of the people who were forgotten. Mm-hmm. A lot of that. Yeah. He didn't say much of that this time. That wasn't a big deal this time. And he had on stage gazillionaires.
Okay.
So I understand why guys like Robert say, hail proxy President Elon. There was a bunch of very wealthy people up there. And the biggest one, now, don't get me wrong, I didn't want them to ban TikTok. I was against the TikTok ban the whole time. I'm glad he's not banning TikTok. However, here's my however on this. He was all about banning TikTok. Yeah. And all of a sudden, rich people show up. He's like, oh, I was just kidding. That's not real.
Well, wait a minute. Was it rich people, or was it that he's had enough time outside of government, outside of the media pressure on him as president to look over the situation and reevaluate, and part of his freedom of speech platform to look at it and say, well, does that match with what I'm saying to the American people? This is yet another access point for the American people. Now, people are going to say, oh, no, it's because of the billionaires. Okay, take off the 3 billionaires that were in the audience. there for the inauguration. And just look at all the elected and formerly elected officials in the United States. How many multimillionaires are there?
A lot.
Almost everyone. Almost everyone.
Most of them. Yep.
Okay. We're talking about Clinton. We're talking about Obama. We're talking about Biden, Kamala. They're all multimillionaires.
Yep.
So please, let's remember half of Congress are multimillionaires. We're not talking about, he had a bunch of rich people. Everyone in government has a bunch of rich people surrounding them. That's true. Not the problem. Are they effective? Are they efficient? How many times do I say that for a decade now? Literally a decade. I've been talking about efficiency in our government, effectiveness in our government. These are effective individuals. The reason why people are going, and the only time that people started saying, well, it's President Elon, is after CNBC and MSNBC, CNN and MSNBC, Joy Reid came out and said, it's President Elon Musk.
Yeah,
they ran with it. No one in the public was saying that.
Yep.
No one was saying that until the media put that into their heads, because they need to find a way to attack Trump. And they don't have anything. Everything they have used for 8 years has failed. So now they have to find something new.
All right. So let me go to another piece if I could. And this goes right to the MSNBC piece.
Sure.
He said two things that for many people will be absolutely reversed. Like, it will make no sense. He said he spoke specifically to Hispanic and Black Americans, which, again, that part I liked. I liked that he brought that up. That was good of him to do so. And he thanked them for the support that they gave him, which I think is a good thing to do, because in the past, Black and Hispanic Americans have not supported the Republican Party anywhere near as much as they supported Trump. Trump got the most support from those two communities in at least 50 years, if not more, since maybe Reagan. I mean, it's been a long time since Black Reagan and Hispanic Americans have supported Republicans so much. So he thanked him, which I thought was a great thing. I mean, he's usually not very magnanimous, and in this case, he was.
Yeah. So
that was a good thing. He then called it Liberation Day. That I wasn't happy about, but that's okay. That's good for him. I didn't like that at all. Liberation Day is Juneteenth. That's Liberation Day.
Juneteenth.
Yes, it is. No, Juneteenth is not fake. It's Liberation Day. It is not fake. It's Liberation Day.
It's crap.
Anyway, it's not crap. It's a great day. So you're wrong, but that's fine.
Yes, I know the history of it. It's crap.
I do too. I did a whole video on it, and I'm correct. It's not crap at all.
It is all about politicking. It's nothing serious. But let's go.
All right. Vass is wrong, everybody, but let's keep going. And then at the same time, he says this, but then he says, no more DEI in government. Now, I want to be clear.
Thank God.
I'm happy about that. I'm not unhappy about that.
It's static.
I'm not unhappy about that. But what I'm saying is, to many people, it's almost like saying oil and water, right? How can you say, I care about, Black America, Hispanic Americans, all creeds, colors, ethnic backgrounds, which is what he said, and then go, by the way, no DEI.
Well, DEI has something to do with...
Aren't most people going to say that's crazy?
No. I'm sure every progressive out there said that. Everyone else who has a brain, everyone else who actually believes that people, regardless of their color or have agency in their lives, will say that's fantastic, because it's about merit. It's about being qualified. It's about being the best person, not the right checkbox. And DEI is dehumanizing. It absolutely dehumanizes everyone.
You don't got to piece you on DEI. I stopped doing those types of training in my day. You know what my day job is. I stopped doing that training because they all wanted me to do anti-racist training. I'm like, I'm not doing that bullshit. It's garbage.
Yeah.
So I had to stop. I literally stopped doing diversity training because it became garbage. So I stopped doing it. So I'm with you. All I'm saying is, can't you see how a bunch of Americans can say that doesn't match, is what I'm saying. I'm not trying to argue on DEI. It's not what I'm arguing on.
I understand, but I do not believe that anyone who hasn't been institutionalized by Harvard or Columbia, Cornell University, UCLA, if you didn't go to one of the colleges, if you're just a regular average working Joe across America, then you've never wanted DEI. You've never agreed with DEI.